In this part 2 video of antiarrhythmic drugs, we can discuss about pharmacology of some of the important drugs from different classes. In part 1 video, we had discussed introduction to the arrhythmia, different kinds of arrhythmia, classification and mechanism of actions of different antiarrhythmic drugs. So let's start with the first classes, that is class 1A, which include quinidine, procainamide, disopyramidine and molicillin. The mechanism of action of class 1A are these drugs will bind with the sodium channels and they will block the sodium channel as well as some potassium channel also, and they will limit the conductance of sodium across the cell membrane. They will act on the initial rapid depolarization step of phase action potential phases, and they will moderately delay the channel recovery, and it will suppress atrioventricular conduction and it will prolong refractoriness. Now coming to the one of the important drug in class 1A, that is quinidine. The different actions, pharmacological effects of quinidines are: in heart, it will produce excitability and it will decrease the contractility, it will decrease the automaticity, it will increases the refractive period, it will decreases the AB conduction and it will decreases the conduction velocity also. And other part of the body, the quinidine will produce, there will be a decreasing BP and it will contract the uterus and it will decreases the skeletal muscle contraction. Then quinidine also have an anti-malarial action, and in CNS it will produce neurological manifestation. In GIT it will produce vomiting and diarrhea. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of quinidine, it will produce proarrhythmia, that is the generation of new type of arrhythmia like Torsday-de-Pointes, which will indicate as the QT interval prolongation, sudden cardiac arrest with ventricular fibrillation, idiosyncratic angioedema, vascular collapse, thrombocytopenia. And other ADR are vomiting, diarrhea, neurological effects like ringing in ear, vertigo, deafness, visual disturbances and mental changes like synchronism. Now what are the uses of quinidine? It is very effective in atrial ventricular arrhythmia, but it is seldom used because of the risk of the Torsday-de-Pointes, and it is used to maintain the sinus rhythm in atrial fibrillation and flutter, and also it is used to prevent recurrent tachycardia and fibrillation. Now coming to another important drug in class 1A, that is procainamide. The mechanism of action of will be same as that of the quinidine, and the important ADR is nausea, vomiting, weakness, mental confusion, hallucination at higher dose, flushing, hypotension on IV injection, reduced cardiac output, cardiac toxicity, ability to cause Torsday-de-Pointes are similar to quinidine. Hypersensitivity reactions like rashes, fever, angioedema, agranulocytosis, aplastic anemia are rare, and these are mainly used to terminate monomorphic ventricular tachycardia and some supraventricular arrhythmias also. Now coming to another drug in class 1A, that is disopyramide. The important ADR are it will cause less GI effect, and the important ADR of disopyramide is anticholinergic effects like dry mouth, constipation, urinary retention and blurred vision, and it will depress the cardiac contractibility more prominently. And this is used as a second line drug for the prevention of recurrence of ventricular tachycardia and for maintenance of therapy after the cardioversion of atrial fibrillation and atrial fibrillation. Now coming to the drug interaction of quinidine, the quinidine will raises the blood level and toxicity of digoxin due to the displacement from the tissue binding and the inhibition of glycoprotein mediated renal and biliary clearance of digoxin also. And it will produce marked falling BP in patients who are receiving vasodilator, and risk of Torsday-de-Pointes will be increased by hypokalemic hypokalemia caused by diuretic, and synergic cardiac depression with beta blocker, verapamil and potassium salt. And quinidine will inhibit some enzymes, so it will prolong the half-life of propofin and inhibit the conversion of codeine to morphine also. So these are the important DI drug interactions of quinidine. Now coming to the second class, that is class 1B, which include lidocaine, mexiletine and phenytoin. And the mechanism of action, they will block the sodium channel more in inactivated state than open state, and they do not delay the channel recovery. Most prominent cardiac action of lidocaine is suppression of automaticity in ectopic foci, and these are will produce rapid onset of action, low duration of action also. Lidocaine can be given only by IV, and tocainidate and mexiletinate can be given by oral route also. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of class 1B agents, lidocaine is less pro-anemic than class 1A like quinidine. It will produce CNS effect like dizziness, drowsiness, and it will produce dose-related neurological effects like drowsiness, nausea, paresthesia, blurred vision, disorientation, nystagmus, and twitching and fits. And in case of mexiletine, it will produce different area like bradycardia, hypotension, accumulation of AV block, may attend IV injection of after attending IV injection of mexiletine, and neurological side effects like tremor, nausea, vomiting are common. Dizziness, confusion, blurred vision, ataxia may occur as a side effects of mexiletine. Now what are the uses? In this, lidocaine is used to suppress ventricular tachycardia due to the digitalis toxicity, and also for the treatment of or the prevention of ventricular fibrillation, and also for the treatment of acute ventricular tachycardia and fibrillation during ischemia. And this lidocaine is also used as a local anesthetic for minor surgery. And mexiletine parenteral preparation is mainly used in post-infraction sinister ventricular arrhythmia as an alternative to lidocaine. Now coming to the class 1C agent, flecainides and propofin. Mechanism of action, they will they are most potent sodium channel blocker with more prominent action on open state and longest recovery time, markedly delay the conduction, it prolong PR interval and broaden QRS complexes, but have variable effect in APD. Propofin will act by blocking sodium channel, considerably depress the impulse transmission, and has profound effect on his Purkinje as well as accessory pathway conductions. And these are administered by oral as well as IV route. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of class 1C agent, propofin will cause nausea, vomiting, bitter taste, constipation and blurred vision. It can worsen the congestive heart failure, asthma, and increases the risk of sudden death. And flecainide will increases the mortality in patient recovering from myocardial infarctions and can itself provoke the arrhythmia during chronic therapy also. So these are the adverse effects of class 1C agent. Now coming to the uses of class 1C agent, propofin is used for the prophylaxis and treatment of ventricular arrhythmia, re-entrant tachycardia involving AV node and accessory pathway, and also to maintain the sinus rhythm in atrial fibrillation. And flecainide can be used to suppress the ventricular extrasystole, ventricular tachycardia, Wolff-Parkinson-White tachycardia, and also to prevent the recurrence of atrial fibrillation and paroxysmal ventricular tachycardia also. Now coming to the class 2, that are beta adrenergic drugs like propranolol, esmolol and sotalol. They will act by a mechanism by suppressing adrenergically mediated ectopic activity. And these beta adrenergic blockers like propranolol is mainly used for the treatment of inappropriate sinus tachycardia and also for the treatment of atrial and nodal extrasystole, especially those provoked by the emotion or exercise. And propranolol is less effective than adenosine and verapamil for the treatment of paroxysmal ventricular tachycardia. Now sotalol another beta adrenergic blocking agent which is used very effectively in polymorphic ventricular tachycardia and some Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome arrhythmia, and also for maintaining sinus arrhythmia in atrial fibrillation. And esmolol, another beta adrenergic agent, blocking agent which is used as a quick and short acting beta blocker as administered by IV route, and which is very useful in controlling ventricular rate in atrial fibrillation, and it can terminate supraventricular tachycardia also. Now coming to the class 3 agent, amiodarone and ibutilide and defitides. This amiodarone will act by a mechanism. They will block the inactivated sodium channels like lidocaine with a relatively rapid rate of channel recovery, and also it will block the myocardial sodium channel and it will produce membrane stabilization. Along with the sodium channel inactivated blocking, it will also block the potassium channel, and thereby it will prolong APD as well as QT interval to block the myocardial delay, which will rectify the sodium channel. Then partial inhibition of myocardial calcium channel also occur due to the action of amiodarone. It will delay the recovery of sodium and potassium channel blocking. It also have some anti-vagal activity. Now coming to the uses of amiodarone, it is used for wide variety of arrhythmias, wide range of ventricular and supraventricular arrhythmia, including paroxysmal supraventricular arrhythmia, nodal and ventricular tachycardia, atrial fibrillation, etc. Also, it is used in resistant ventricular tachycardia and recurrent ventricular fibrillation, and it is used to maintain the sinus rhythm in atrial fibrillation, and used for the rapid termination of ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation and supraventricular arrhythmia by IV injection also. So that are the uses of amiodarone. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of amiodarone, it may leads to fall in BP, bradycardia, myocardial depression occur on IV injection. It may produce nausea and gastrointestinal upset. It may cause photosensitization and sunburn like skin pigmentation, and it will deposited in cornea, and it may cause corneal microdeposit, and it may cause pulmonary alveolitis and fibrosis in respiratory tract, and peripheral neuropathy, and generally which is manifested as weakness of shoulder as well as pelvic muscle. And prolonged use, it may cause hepatic injury, and it may increases the LDL cholesterol, and it may lead to atherosclerosis, and it may also cause some thyroid diseases also. Now coming to the class 4 drug, that is verapamil and diltiazem. They act by inhibiting calcium mediated channel inward current, and the important actions are: it will produce smooth muscle relaxation, it will produce negative chronotropic, inotropic or dromotropic effect on the heart, and also have some diuretic action. And these class 4 drugs are mainly used for treatment of paroxysmal ventricular tachycardia, and also to control the ventricular rate in atrial fibrillation. Now the important drug interactions are: verapamil should not be given with beta blocker because it will produce additive sinus depression, and verapamil will increases the plasma digoxin by decreasing its secretion, and it can be leads to toxicity. And it should not be used along with the cardiac depressant like quinidine and disopyramide, because it will produce a cardiac depressant action in additive manner. So that is the drug interaction of verapamil. And finally, the additional antiarrhythmic agents like adenosine, which is usually administered as IV bolus, and mechanism of action: they will activate the acetylcholine sensitive potassium channel and cause membrane hyperpolarization, and they will act on different SA node to produce bradycardia. AV node, it will slowing the conduction, and atrium, it will shorten the AP as well as reduce excitability. And this adenosine is mainly used for the treatment of paroxysmal supraventricular arrhythmia and convert re-enter supraventricular arrhythmia also, hypotension during surgery and diagnosis, etc. So that is all about the pharmacology of antiarrhythmic drugs of different classes. Hope it is clear. Thank you for watching this video.